Hello, my name is Meredith, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my Bratz Readathon and September TBR. When I found out that there was going to be a Bratz Readathon, I platzed. I genuinely did. I thought that this was the best readathon idea that has ever existed, and I instantly needed to participate. When I was a child, I was obsessed with the Bratz dolls. I had so many of them. I had all their outfits, their shoes, their clothes. I was addicted. I watched all the movies. I had the video game. If you had the video game, you're a real one. It was amazing. I still love the Bratz dolls. Obviously, I had to participate in this readathon. I literally found out about the readathon when Books with Chloe posted her video about the readathon. I literally got so excited, and I actually had already filmed a September TBR that I was going to post, and I decided to refilm it today and participate and share what I'm going to be reading. So first, I'd like to say that I am technically going to be joining Team Jade. After watching some videos made by the creators and the leads of the teams, I kind of understand that the prompts are a little bit up to your choosing, and you can manipulate the prompts to be whatever, books that you have or what books are available to you, which I really like. So I will be changing some of the prompts, just one of them, I believe. Should probably know which one I was going to be changing. So I will be changing one prompt, and I'm not sure if I will be able to get my hands on the group book. I'm going to try my best, but if I don't, that's okay. I can always just fill in and read a different book, although I really would like to read the group book, but since I do not physically own the book, I would be getting it from my library, and there's kind of a hefty wait list for that book. There's a lot of holds, and I don't think that the date for my hold would match up with the readathon. So like I said, I'm going to be joining Team Jade, and the prompts for Team Jade are, I don't even know, dog. Read a book with a cat on the cover or a cat in the story. This is the one that I will be shifting because I finally ordered Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, and I was kind of struggling to find a book that had a cat in it or a cat on it that I wanted to read right now, so I just decided to switch it to one of the options for Team Chloe, which is read a book with an angel on the cover. I don't have Lady Midnight yet physically, but I'll put a photo right here. Emma Carstairs is on the front, who is a shadow hunter, which if you did not know, the shadow hunter world created by Cassandra Clare is comprised of part angel beings. How do you even describe that? So basically, shadow hunters are technically part angel, and so it fulfills the prompt because Emma Carstairs is a shadow hunter, therefore she is part angel. I'm sure the synopsis for this book is kind of self-explanatory, but I'll just go over it anyways, just in case. It is the first book in the Dark Artifices trilogy written by Cassandra Clare, and essentially it follows Emma Carstairs, who is a relative of Jem Carstairs, who is in the Infernal Devices, and we follow her and her parabatai Julian. Basically, the book follows Emma, who is trying to seek vengeance on who or what killed her parents, and also Julian's brother was captured by fairies, and fairies are dying, they're being killed, and nobody exactly knows why. And so Emma and Julian kind of go and try to discover what's going on, why this is happening. I'm sure it's just gonna be a good rootin' tootin' good time, just like it always is. I thought that this would be a really great way to kick off September, a nice urban fantasy, dipping my toe into the dark fantasy stories. Although it is set in Los Angeles, the vibes will still be there, and I'm sure we're going to be bopping around to different places. Possibly we'll visit the fairy world, I don't know. So I'm just really excited to finally finish this giant saga of books. I have been wanting to read it. My library got the audiobook. I just decided to go ahead and order the book. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna keep it. So that's the first book on my TBR. So the next prompt for Team Jade is East Asian, because Jade is of East Asian descent. You are to read a East Asian own voices story. For this, I have chosen The Downstairs Girl by The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. This book takes place in Reconstruction Atlanta, so post-Civil War, and we follow a young girl who is a lady's maid for the richest man in Atlanta's daughter, I believe. On her downtime, she writes this hard-hitting article about the issues that are present in the New South and the issues that are going on in the society that she lives in. People get really pissed about what she's writing. They're not having it. She's basically like, she's spilling all the tea about what's going on in this society in Atlanta, and people aren't having it. They don't like their dirty laundry being aired for everybody to see and read. Basically, people come after her ass. And throughout this process, she gets kind of entangled in a very influential criminal in Atlanta, and she then goes on a journey to find who her parents were. This is a great East Asian read because it is an own voices book, and also the main character is of East Asian descent, but basically she was orphaned. It's not stated what her ethnicity is or her heritage, and I think the book is going to explore her finding who she is and what it means to be her. I'm really excited to read this book. I've not seen a lot of people talk about it. I'm interested to see what I think. I've not really looked at any reviews about this book. I just read the synopsis and thought that it was a really great story and just decided to pick it up, and it matches perfectly with this prompt. Stay tuned to figure out what I think about it, and not that I have any educated thoughts on it. It's not like I'm good at reviewing things, but if you're interested in the story, you think it seems good, and you want another person's opinion, stay tuned? ? Honestly, you know what? Don't. The next prompt for Jade is passion for fashion. I'm going to be doing the favorite color prompt last, just because you'll understand why I did it last when I do it last. So passion for fashion essentially is where you pick a book that is super trendy to you. For this, I have chosen Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I chose this book because, to me, a trend is definitely something that people either love or hate, and I feel like that's the vibe I get with Ninth House. I've heard really great things, and I've also heard that it is basically garbage on paper. If that's not trendy, I don't know what is. This to me was definitely a very hot book when it came out, and I feel like people are still kind of talking about it. I don't know, maybe I'm lit on the trend. I wouldn't be surprised. I just wanted a really good excuse to read Ninth House. I had it on my September TBR regardless, and I thought that it was still kind of trendy. Kind of. There's like a major controversy surrounding its quality, which to me is a very trendy, especially if you're comparing it to fashion trends, since it is passion for fashion. People question the quality of trends. If you did not know what the synopsis of Ninth House is, honestly, like, what even is Ninth House about? What even is this shit? Basically, we follow this young woman named Alex who goes to Yale. It has something to do with a murder in a secret society, and I think some weird ass dark magic shit is happening. I'm not exactly sure, and I've kept myself in the dark for a reason with Ninth House, because I want everything to be my own thoughts on it. I didn't really want my opinion to become swayed by anything that I heard on the internet, which, you know, is kind of trendy. It kind of mimics a fashion trend. Like, you want your idea about the trend to be your idea, not a bunch of other people's. Or maybe you do want it to be based on other people, because trends are based on what everybody else is doing. Anyways, a bunch of people were talking about Ninth House when it came out, and so I was like, you know what, I want to read it. I'm honestly kind of scared and kind of excited to read this book. I have heard so many different thoughts, so many polar opinions about this book. I'm like, I have to test it out for myself, which is extremely trendy. You see somebody and you see the outfit, you see the look, and you're just like, I gotta try it for myself. That's either disgusting or it's an absolute look. That to me is trendy in and of itself. That is the meaning of the word. Ninth House it is. That is going to be my passion for fashion trendy book. The final prompt for Jade is favorite color, which Jade's favorite color is green. How fitting. The reason I decided to share this prompt last is because a few of the books that I've decided to read actually have green in them. Lady Midnight has green on the cover. So does Downstairs Girls, at least the copy that my library has, and also another book that I'll be reading this month, which is Planting Stories by Anika Eldemoy Denise, I think is how you say her name. I just decided that I was just going to have like every book that I was reading to be green, besides Ninth House. Planting Stories is actually a illustrated juvenile biography, so it's a children's book. It chronicles the life of the first Puerto Rican librarian in the United States. We follow Pura Belpre, who is Puerto Rican. We follow her journey to the United States, specifically New York City, where she becomes a librarian assistant. So she helps children pick up books and, she enriches their lives with the stories of Puerto Rico and the stories of her life. I just thought that this was a really sweet story, a really beautiful book. I had no idea who Pura Belpre was. I had no idea about her story. I thought it was a really unique and special book, so I decided to pick it up because my library had it. And the book has multiple shades of green on it, I believe. I'll put a photo. So that represents the green along with the other books that I've read for Team Jade. There's a life challenge with this readathon, which I'm so excited about. And basically the life challenge is to watch a Bratz movie. Will I watch every single one of them? Most likely. I'm given an excuse to watch Bratz movies at the age of 22. If I don't take this, I'm a fake fan. This will also be a great way to kind of get me through the first month of university. I'll have a nice break with reading, listening to books, and also watching Bratz. What a blissful damn life. Can we just take a moment? The last book that I'm going to be reading in September that has nothing to do with the Bratz Readathon is I'm actually going to be listening to Wish Tree? The Wishing Tree? I honestly can't remember. By Catherine Applegate. This is also a children's story. My library has the audiobook, and essentially it is about this tree named Red, and it is the personification of Red's story. Red is a wish tree. People visit this tree, they write their wish on it, and they tie it on the tree. It's her story and the humans that she meets, who comes to her, what wish they wish for, and also the area in which she lives. I think there is some discussion about the animals that live in the area and their visitations with Red. I just thought that it would be a really whimsical, beautiful story to get me into fall. I'm really excited for fall. Of course, I'm excited for fall. Who's not? There may be a few other books that I read throughout September, but this is basically going to be the set TBR that I'm going to give myself. I kind of have a commitment issue when it comes to reading books. I say I'm going to read books and I never read them, or I just pick up books when I feel like it. I never really have a plan. I don't sort out what books I'm going to read. Anyways, that is going to be it for my Bratz Readathon and general September TBR. Again, the September TBR section might look a little bit different by the end of the month, or throughout some reading vlogs that I might make, or just day in the life vlogs that I might make. But that is basically going to be the books that I will be absolutely reading for the prompts. I am really excited to participate in this readathon. It's going to be the first readathon I've ever participated in. This is my first TBR I've ever filmed. And to be honest, this is the first TBR I've ever set for myself. So there's a lot of firsts going on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.